The cool thing about this is usually people can't buy like, half a share of something or a quarter share of something. And when you tokenize it, people will be able to buy, like, if they can't afford one full share of Tesla or Apple, they could buy a half share or a quarter share, and they can start building their wealth that way. And then you can also tokenize buildings, you can tokenize cars, you can tokenize watches. I mean, there's all these different things you can tokenize too. And then, football teams, right? Or soccer teams, or depending where I'm using football, that speaks to America and it speaks to Europe. But think about that, right? There's all of these different things that we're not even thinking about that will be tokenized eventually too, and that's going to be the future of how we transact. And so they're going to get rid of checks first, and then over the next maybe 2 decades, they'll start getting rid of cash. And so how this is pretty interesting. And I don't think a lot of people either talk about this or don't understand. You have central bank digital currency. There's two versions. There's a wholesale version, which is central bank to bank or central bank to central bank. And so this is what they'll use to move money in and out of the system. And then they'll have a retail CBDC, which is something that me and you will use when we go in and shop at a business and things like that. And so most countries are moving forward with wholesale, and some countries are moving forward with retail as well. And it just depends on the country. But as this value moves from paper money to value on chain, that is going to increase whatever blockchain that value winds up on. So if we bring $5 trillion in US dollars onto the XRP ledger, let's say, that means the XRP ledger is worth $5 trillion more than it used to be, right? And so if you add 50 trillion or 100 trillion, you can see where this is going, right? And so their current market cap of XRP, I think, is like $170 billion, give or take. And so if you add $1 trillion, the XRP price would go from $3 to like, $15 overnight, right? And so I think people don't really grasp that all of this value is moving on chain. And if you can own the right assets, you're going to front run institutions, and hope there's going to be a lot of people in the crypto market that have already retired themselves, just because of luck or inside knowledge or whatever it is. But the regular people who might not have the connections to find out when things are happening, those people will eventually become, maybe the 1% as well as that value moves on.